In January 2019, I was uploading on this channel a video called 10 Habits That Changed My Life. As the title suggests, in that video, I discussed the 10 habits that I thought were life-changing for me at the time. That video got over 26,000 views. Despite still caring a lot about living a life that is as simple, sustainable, and intentional as possible, I was a very different person at the time. Lately, I somehow found myself rethinking about that video and the me that I was back then. Habits and routines make us who we are. They shape the way we live our life. But not every habit we pick up or want to pick up is meant to be kept in the long run, or kept at all. As human beings, we constantly change, grow, and evolve. This means that what works for others might not work for us, or what used to work might not be suitable for us anymore. And that is not only okay, but perfectly normal. Also, more often than not, there might be the ghost of an ideal self trying to force us into something that is not exactly what our real self wants. I know that it was like that for me back then. Whilst I was trying to stay true to myself and what I believed in, sometimes I try to force myself into something I didn't feel 100% because I thought I was supposed to do like that. That's why over time I have come to hate and refuse labels. They can be too restrictive and force us into a box that has no other vision than black or white. For example, what is sustainable? What is minimalist? What is vegan? Each and one of us might have a different definition and vision on how to see and live a lifestyle, a choice, or a habit. My life-changing habits in 2019, according to my list, were yoga every day, DIYing and making things myself, budgeting, cooking larger batches of food and living off of leftovers, writing positive affirmations every day, bringing a reusable bag and water bottle everywhere with me, thinking well before buying, waking up early and being an early bird, tidying up before bedtime, and bringing book and headphones everywhere with me. How many of these things I still do today? Were these habits really life-changing? Well, some of these have become a second nature to me, like thinking well before buying, budgeting, bringing reusable bag and water bottle with me everywhere. Also, I still try to keep my space as clutter-free as possible and bring book and headphones with me so I can reduce my screen time. Most of these habits have evolved during the years. Cooking large batches of food remains, but I'm also making sure to grocery shop smartly, so I never have to rely on takeout and I can always cook something, even if I'm tired or I don't have a lot of time. I no longer write positive affirmations, but I have learned to be kinder and less demanding to myself. And I do daily brain dumps, so I still write, but with the purpose of organizing better my life and sorting through all of my thoughts, so I can function better and feel better. And well, some habits were just not meant to be, like daily yoga, or forcing myself to wake up at 5:30 a.m., or forcing myself to DIY the heck out of myself. I've simply learned to accept my limits and the fact that I am perfectly imperfect, and that is okay. I have embraced my limits and I've turned myself to things that are beneficial for me in my own way. Like developing a healthier relationship with food, trying to walk more, DIY if and when I can or want to, or accepting that if I don't wake up at 5:30 a.m., but I wake up an hour or 2 hours later instead, I can still function perfectly as a person, and my day is not wasted at all. So yeah, it turns out that 4 years later, I still do most of these things. but with a different approach, meaning that I do not make myself miserable if things don't work as planned or as I thought they would. I let my real self shine and prevail over the way too strict and demanding ideal self. Ultimately, it all comes down to this. Everything, including mistakes, bad experiences, and things that didn't work out as planned, made us who we are today. And we should embrace that as much as we can and pat ourselves on the back for pushing through, regardless of what happened, as long as we always try to prioritize our health and well-being. I'm curious to know if there are any habits that you thought were perfect for you and they actually weren't, and which are the ones that stuck and were really life-changing. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please like it, share it, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in my next one.